Yo, what's up? Welcome back. I'm posting something a little sooner than I expected, mainly because this week's weekly challenge has the old school DTM at Barcelona, and I intended to use one of the cars that you find the AI driving, but I decided to drop in the Cayman GT4 and see if it was accepted. And it was accepted. So, not just any Cayman. This is an engine swap Cayman that is not part of the recent batch of engine swaps. This is something I've done a long time ago. And I figured, since I talked about that last week, to give this a shot. So what we have is an over 1,000 horsepower Cayman GT4, and let's take a dive and see what that looks like. Right, so it's the Windsor 351 Maverick, and it's putting out 1,053 horsepower. I'm running medium racing tires. I have tweaked the suspension a little bit, a lot of negative camber in the front, and the semi-racing muffler and racing brakes and a brake controller. I've gone on to stage 3 weight reduction, so it brings it in at 2,388 pounds. Right, so as I mentioned, 1,000 horsepower in a Cayman, that's kind of crazy. And it's not so much to, it definitely outclasses these older cars, but it's a nice opportunity to see what this car handles like, and if there are any further upgrades or modifications that I want to do, or any adjustments. The first adjustment I noticed after running this race was that I feel like the suspension is a little soft. I am going to firm up the spring so it's not as bouncy. It's not really bouncy, but there's a lot of nose dive, and that I don't really like that. I want it sprung a little bit tighter. The last time I drove this car, I had it turned down power-wise to about around 600 horsepower, which is still a lot. That's almost twice as much as the stock car has. So right now we're running probably like 3 times the amount of horsepower, 788 foot-pounds of torque. That's almost double what the car comes with stock. Right, so the goal of the race is to not only win, but to get a clean race bonus, and to do that, you have to not make contact with any of the other cars, not going way off track, 4 wheels off, that would probably lose you that bonus. And of course, spinning or hitting a wall, that's rule it right out. Right, so the car handles pretty good. I complain about the softness of the suspension, but still, it's pretty crazy. So you see I just hit 199 there, and at some point I want to take this car back out for a spin and see if I can go past the 200 miles per hour threshold, because that's as high as or fast as I was able to get it to go during this race. So Barcelona is a pretty technical track. It is mostly flat. There are a few inclines and declines, but for the most part it's pretty flat. It's a cool track. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites. I would definitely put it probably in the top 15, right? Yeah, so there are a lot of sections where you can easily outbrake yourself and go off track, and the AI is clumsy enough for you to easily run into it. So those are the things I would recommend looking out for, especially with this car is so fast that you pick up so much speed on the straight that you have to, at least I had to, brake early and go offline more often than not, because the AI will have those positions, and as you can see, it's kind of swings all over the place. They're old school rear-wheel drive cars, and this is a newer mid-engine rear-wheel drive dreamboat, the Porsche Cayman GT4. So I'm not going to talk through this whole race. It's 8 laps, and I've gotten up to 8th place. And if you're so inclined, you feel free to watch to the end, go back, fast forward, pause, what have you. It's all up to you. So thanks for watching. See you next time. It probably won't be as quick a turnaround for the next one, but hey, you never know. Peace. See you in the future.